The Tuamotu Archipelago or the Tuamotu Islands. This archipelago's major islands are Ana, Fakarava, Hao and Makemo. The Tuamotus have approximately 16,000 inhabitants. The islands were initially settled by Polynesians, and modern Tuamotuans have inherited from them a shared culture and the Tuamotung language. The Tuamotus are a French overseas collectivity. The people of Tahiti originally called the islands the Paumotus, an exonym that means the subservient islands, and other outsiders tended to use this name as well, until a delegation from the islands convinced the French authorities to change their name to Tuamotus, which means the distant islands. The early history of the Tuamotu Islands is generally shrouded in mystery. Archaeological findings lead to the conclusion that the western Tuamotus were settled from The Society Islands by circa 700 CE AD. On the islands of Rangiroa, Manihi and Mativa, there are flat ceremonial platforms made of coral blocks, although their exact age is unknown. The first known European encounter with the Tuamotus was with the Portuguese sailor Ferdinand Magellan, during his circumglobal voyage in 1521. Undertaken in the service of the Spanish crown. His encounter was followed by visits from several other Europeans, including. None of these visits were of political consequence, as the islands were within the sphere of influence of the Paumer dynasty of Tahiti. The first Christian missionaries arrived in the islands at the beginning of the 19th century. By the late 19th century, traders had begun offering pearls from the islands for sale in Europe, and they became coveted possessions there. France forced the abdication of King Paumer V of Tahiti and claimed the islands, but did not formally annex them. Robert Louis Stevenson and Fanny Stevenson travelled among the Tuamotus on the yacht Casco in 1888. An account of their journey was published as In the South Seas. Jack London wrote a story, The Seed of McCoy, based on an incident in 1900 in which a burning ship, the Pyrenees, had been safely beached on Mangareva. In the story, London has the ship sail past Mangareva and all through the Tuamotus before beaching on Fakarava. The Tuamotus made headlines around the world in 1947, when the Norwegian ethnographer Thor Heyerdahl, sailing from South America with a crew of 5 others, reached Raraya on his raft Kon-Tiki. The islands were in the news again somewhat later, when France conducted nuclear weapons testing on the atolls of Morurua and Fangatufa. French Polynesia is a semi-autonomous island group designated as an overseas country of France. The Tuamotus combine with the Gambier Islands to form the Isles Tuamotu Gambier, which is one of the 5 administrative divisions of French Polynesia. The Tuamotus are grouped into 16 communes: Ana, Arutua, Fakarava, Fangatu, Hao, Hikweru, Makemo, Manihi, Napuka, Nukuthavake, Pukapuka, Rangiroa, Riau, Takaroa, Tatakoto, and Turea. The communes on Tuamotu are part of 2 different electoral districts represented in the Assembly of French Polynesia. The electoral district called Isles Gambier et Tuamotu Est comprises the commune of Gambier and 11 communes in eastern Tuamotu: Ana, Fangatu, Hao, Hikweru, Makemo, Napuka, Nukuthavake, Pukapuka, Riau, Tatakoto, and Turea. The other 5 communes in western Tuamotu, Arutua, Fakarava, Manihi, Rangiroa, and Takaroa, form the electoral district called Isles Tuamotu West. Despite the vast spread of the archipelago, it covers a total land area of only about 885 square kilometers. Although average rainfall is lowest in September and November, it does not vary markedly throughout the year. The archipelago is geologically highly stable, because it was created by the action of the Easter Fracture Zone, which is only weakly active. There have been no volcanic eruptions during recorded history. The sparse soil of the coral islands does not support diverse vegetation. The coconut palm, which is the basis of copra production, is of special economic importance. On a few of the islands, vanilla is also cultivated. Agriculture is generally otherwise limited to simple subsistence. Fruit and vegetable staples include yams, taro, breadfruit, and a wide range of tropical fruit. Pandanus leaves are traditionally woven together to make mats, hats, and roof thatches. However, many of the roofs nowadays are made of corrugated sheet metal. The species-rich reefs are home to a diverse range of underwater fauna. The surface creatures are primarily seabirds, insects, and lizards. The Tuamotus have 57 species of birds, 10 of which are endemic, including the Tuamotu kingfisher, the Tuamotu reed warbler, and the Tuamotu sandpiper. 13 species are globally threatened, and one has gone extinct. All of the islands of the Tuamotus are coral, low islands, essentially high sandbars built upon coral reefs. Makate, southwest of the Palliser Islands, is one of 3 great phosphate rocks in the Pacific Ocean. Although